Day baseball from Fenway Park. Last game of the homestand, last game of the three-game series between the Toronto Blue Jays and the Boston Red Sox. Hi again, everybody. I'm Don Orsillo, and welcome to Red Sox baseball. The Red Sox wrapping up their series with the Jays. As far as the season series goes, well, they're off to a great start. They were 11-7 last year against Toronto, and so far this year, the Red Sox have not lost to the Jays. Some of the leaders in the department against the Blue Jays. As a team, the Red Sox are hitting .282 versus Toronto. Dustin Pedroia having his second consecutive strong season against the Jays. Hit .345 against them last year. Varitek had his season-high 4 RBIs versus Toronto on April 26th, and Papelbon's 3 saves this season versus Toronto gives him 22 in his career against the Jays. He's perfect 22 for 22 in save opportunities against Toronto. We welcome back Jerry Remy, and Jerry certainly heading into this game today. Tim Wakefield wanted to be in the rotation, and for Day, he is back in there.
First time in a couple of weeks gets a start for the Boston Red Sox, and he should be fine to be able to go 100 pitches plus. He's been throwing on the side, obviously. He's been coming in out of the bullpen, and it hasn't been that far removed from his last start, so he should be just fine in that category, and he's certainly happy to be back in the rotation, even though it's because of the injury to Josh Beckett. But, you know, this is what Tim Wakefield wants to do. He wants to be a starting pitcher, and how long it's going to last, we don't know, because we don't know how long Beckett's going to be out. They don't think it's a serious thing, but if it drags on, that means Wakefield gets more starts.
Well, today for the Toronto Blue Jays, it is Sean Markham trying to salvage the last game of this three-game series. In his career, he's 4-2 against the Red Sox. We're back with the first pitch from Fenway after this. Red Sox baseball on Destin is brought to you by Southwest Airlines, your New England Subaru dealers, Dunkin' Donuts, your New England Ford dealers, Olympia Sports, the official sporting goods retailer of the New England Sports Network, and by AT&T. Welcome to cloud-covered Fenway Park. Day baseball. Lights are on here at Fenway as Tim Wakefield back in the rotation, at least for today. His fifth start of the year, an 0-1 mark, 6.03 earned run average. Overall, he's made 8 appearances now. He's worked 31 1/3 innings, and his last start was at the end of April, the 25th, against Baltimore. No decision, pitched well. So went 6 2/3, giving up only 2 runs, and that would be his last start until today. Fred Lewis leading it off for the Blue Jays. Takes the 1-0 for a strike one over the inside corner. Nice start from Lewis, the top of the Jays order, 309 with 2 home runs and 13 runs batted in. Roll down the first baseline. Wakefield's going to cover, and he gets there in time for the out. Check out the Toronto Blue Jays starting 9. It is Fred Lewis in left field, Alex Gonzalez at shortstop, Randy Ruiz in the lineup for the first time this series. It's the DH. Vern Wells in center field, Lyle Overbay at first base, Jose Bautista at third base, Travis Snider at right, John McDonald in the lineup for Aaron Hill, a late scratch before the game, and Jose Molina does the catching. He bats ninth. Aaron Hill with a tight hamstring was in the original starting lineup today, but just changed moments ago. And John McDonald plays at second base for the Blue Jays today. Alex Gonzalez had been in the sixth spot in the original lineup, moves up to number 2.
First out of the ball game, little tap over to the right side that Wakefield has to hustle over and beat Lewis to the bag. He does, and the Red Sox record the first out of the ball game.
Drops in there for strike 2, and it's 1-2 to Alex Gonzalez. 10 home runs, 27 runs batted in for Gonzalez. Pops it up into shallow left. Hermida coming in from center field as well, and almost a collision with Van Every. But Hermida stepped in front and made the grab for out number 2. Miscommunication the last couple days here at Fenway in the outfield.
Yeah, this looked to be Hermida's ball the whole way. He's calling for it, but there's Van Every right behind him just in case. Van Every's been all over the place. Left field, center field, right field.
Saw Drew and McDonald collide in the outfield in this series. 2 down for Randy Ruiz, off to a very slow start. 4 for his first 28. 143 with a home run and a run batted in. Two and 0. To center field, Jonathan Van Every almost in his tracks out there in center. Puts it away, and it's a 1-2-3 first for Tim Wakefield. Red Sox are coming up. By Eastern Bank, the official bank of the Red Sox television network. Eastern Bank, the best team in banking. Bottom of the first inning, and the Red Sox today have to deal with Sean Markham on the mound for the Toronto Blue Jays. 8th appearance of the year, 1-1 mark with a 3.19 earned run average. He's logged 48 innings, and the opponent hitting at just .219 against him. Last time out, a no decision as part of this road trip against the Chicago White Sox. He went 7 2/3, giving up 3 runs. As mentioned off the top, he has good numbers against the Red Sox in his career. He is 4-2 against Boston with a 3.33 earned run average. Red Sox hitters have been held to just a .222 average against Sean Markham. So while Danny Evelin's numbers from last night were not that good against Boston, Markham's are. And first pitch to his former teammate, Marco Scudero, misses for ball 1. .278, 2 homers, and 7 runs batted in for Marco Scutaro. Fly ball out to right center. Vernon Wells moves over. Makes the catch for out number 1. Let's check out the rest of the Red Sox starting 9. Marco Scutaro at shortstop with Dustin Pedroia at second base. Victor Martinez does the catching, batting third. Kevin Youkilis at first base. J.D. Drew in right. David Ortiz back in there as the DH with Adrian Beltre at third base. Jerry Hermida in left field, and Jonathan Van Every is in center batting ninth. The starting lineup brought to you by New England Chevy dealers. 1 out as Dustin Pedroia takes strike 1. Starts the day at .305 with 7 homers and 23 runs batted in. There's a 4-game hitting streak coming into today's action. And 4 for 8 so far in this series against the Jays. On the ground by the mound, and then McDonald at second base. There's 2 down.
The defense for the Blue Jays, they had third in the American League, 18 errors in 35 games. Jose Bautista will be at third base, Alex Gonzalez the shortstop, John McDonald at second, and Lyle Overbay at first. Left to right, Fred Lewis, Vernon Wells, and Travis Snider, and Jose Molina doing the catching for Marco.
Chief has the plate today. Dale Scott with Jerry Meals at first base, Mark Wagner at second base, and Dan Iasanya is the umpire at third. 2 outs for Victor Martinez. Victor .250 with 3 homers and 17 runs batted in. They had last night off after a 1 for 5 showing in game 1 of the series. Red Sox and Jays to play 18 times this season. 9 games at the Rogers Center, 9 here at Fenway Park. I mentioned the Red Sox have taken the first 5 games of this season series after going 11-7 against Toronto last year.
And against a Toronto club down that's been playing very well on the road.
Defensive swing, grounded to short. Gonzalez around the bag at second. Throws out Victor Martinez. The 1-2-3 first for Markham. Done with 1. No score from the fans.
No score at Fenway as you move to the top of the second. Time now for a look at the road ahead, brought to you by Safeco Insurance. On Friday, the Red Sox head to Detroit. For the only time this season, the Red Sox pitchers will have to deal with a Tigers team that has the second highest average in the American League. Miguel Cabrera leads the way in the AL with a best 377 average and 33 RBIs, while his teammate Austin Johnson enters play today in second in average at 360.
Second inning scoreless as leading it off for the Toronto Blue Jays, Vernon Wells. Right after the first pitch, lifts it to shallow center. Van Every is there. And there's one out in the second inning.
Well, so far, the Blue Jays being very aggressive against Wakefield. A lot of first ball swinging.
He's one of the guys who's had moderate success against Wakefield. He's a .271 hitter against him, but one pitch and one out. Lyle Overbay, the batter. 167, 2 homers, 11 runs batted in. Currently 0 for his last 12 as he takes strike one. He's one of the guys with good numbers against Tim Wakefield and includes a home run. Tim Wakefield trying to follow up the very good outing here last night for Daisuke Matsuzaka. 7 innings, just the 1 run. It was good, as we have seen Daisuke in a long time, and the new approach, many fastballs, working out very well for him last night. Free swinging Toronto Blue Jays team just couldn't do much with him.
Now, he found his fastball very early in the game last night and stayed with it throughout.
Swing and a miss. He strikes out Overbay. First K for Wakefield, 2 down.
Wakefield's strikeout high in the season is 6. He did that in his very first game. Picks up his first of the afternoon on the knuckler.
2 down. First 5 have been erased by Tim Wakefield. And here's Jose Bautista. He has been the most patient of a team that is clearly not patient. He's walked 19 times on the season. Takes the strike, and the count evens at 1-1. Strike 2, 1-2. Tim Wakefield coming into today's effort 0-1 on the season. Looking for his first victory since July 8th of last year. This is in the air to left, down the line, but he's out ahead, and it's foul. Wakefield, of course, who had 11 victories last year at the break, make only 4 appearances in the second half of last season after the break. On the ground, foul. Boot again, 2-2.
And those appearances were tough to watch because of that bad back. Tough time for him moving around the field, trying to get over to first base. Eventually back surgery right at the end of last season, and came into spring training ready to go.
I think that was one of the surprises, was how quickly he was ready to go after the surgery. Not hampered at all during the spring. And it was very clear during the spring that he wanted to start and considered himself a starter only.
I've had that surgery a couple of times, and I can tell you, once you wake up from surgery, the pain is gone. It's immediately gone, and then it's just a matter of strengthening in the back area, the abs.
Lengthy at bat for Bautista. 9th pitch of the sequence coming up. Travis Snider on deck. There are 2 outs in the inning. On the ground at Scudero at shortstop. A lot of spin on it. Scudero throws him out. It's another 1-2-3 inning for Wakefield. 1.5 done. We're scoreless from the Fens.
Are you from out of town and want to see the Sox at Fenway? Sign up now for the all-inclusive Monster Road Trip. On sale now for the Royals and the Phillies series in June. Chauffeured limo package, Back Bay hotel accommodations, exclusive VIP pregame trip on the field. And, of course, seats in the Green Monster for the game. A limited number of spots remain, so act now. Visit redsox.com/monster trip to book yours today.
Lots of throw pillows. Bottom of the second inning, Kevin Youkilis, J.D. Drew, David Ortiz. Sean Markham had a 1-2-3 first inning.
That's exactly what they are, too. You're going to throw them all over the room and get them off the bed so you can sleep.
Talking about my issues, one of your largest issues is fixing your room as soon as you get back to the room, which includes firing all the pillows off the bed entirely.
Right off the bed, get them off the bed, and then you got to check your clock, too, because sometimes they have the music on very low.
Yes. You want that off. Distraction. Sean Markham missed all of last year after having Tommy John surgery at the end of 2008. September 30th of 08 to be exact. Originally a third-round draft choice of the Blue Jays in 2003. He was 9-7 in 2008 before having season-ending Tommy John surgery. His best year, 07. He was 12-6. Bursting onto the scene with the Jays. Leadoff walk for Kevin Youkilis to begin the inning. We check in with Heidi Watney.
Don, Sean Markham has pitched better than his record this season. He's had 5 quality starts in his last 6 tries, but he has had some trouble with run support. I talked to his pitching coach, Bruce Walton, about what he's seen from Markham.
Sean's been great. Just command of everything, really. I mean, he's a strike thrower. He throws a lot of different pitches, and he gets you deep in ball games because he keeps his pitch count down.
Markham was the Blue Jays' opening day starter after missing all of 2009 with that Tommy John surgery, as you were just saying, Don. He took a no-hitter into the 7th inning on opening day. Don?
All right, Heidi, thank you very much. Markham was part of what they thought was going to be a very good young rotation last year. Last year, Roy Halladay was on the staff for the Blue Jays. Markham back and off to a good start this year. Season removed. There's a pitch in there for strike 2, and Drew didn't like it. He's down 0-2.
Looks like the cut fastball here from Sean Markham that just about picks up the inside corner. J.D. thought it was inside.
Strike 3 call. Drew just turns and heads back to the dugout. Not pleased at all with that at bat, and Dale Scott behind home plate.
And again, J.D. thought that ball was off the outside edge, so all the close calls going in Markham's favor in that particular matchup.
I guess it's going to be that kind of day. 1 out in the second inning, and David Ortiz introduced. 185 start, 4 homers, and 11 runs batted in. Ortiz 1 for 4 in the first game of the series. Did not play last night. Takes strike 1. David 5 for 18 on the homestand with a home run. 5 runs batted in. In tight, and Molina bluffing the throw to first base. Youkilis back to the bag.
Always have to be aware on bases with Molina behind there. He loves to throw, and he's got a great arm. Quick release and a strong throwing arm.
Because of the offensive prowess so far of John Buck, Molina hasn't had a lot of playing time. Buck has been putting up some very good numbers, home runs, RBIs. At times been hard to come by for the former Yankee. Inside 2-1. Ortiz put together a 4-game hitting streak coming into today. Line into right field, a base hit for Ortiz. Youkilis heading for third base. He'll get there. Red Sox at the corners with 1 down in the second.
A 5-game hitting streak now for David Ortiz. Nice to see him clean out some fastballs, and he does it again here. Sean Markham with the fastball down the middle, and Ortiz with the line drive to right field for the base hit.
Two on, one away for Adrian Beltre, part of our key matchup brought to you by New England Honda dealers. 7 for 15 against Sean Markham at 467, including 2 long balls. Inside ball 1. Beltre has not been heard from in this series. He's 0 for 7. Chance to do some damage in the second inning with runners at the corners and 1 out. The strike evens the count at 1-1. Away 2-1. Markham with 5 no decisions in 7 starts. His first win in his 6th start. 9-3 win against Oakland. Fly ball to center field. Vernon Wells getting himself ready as he comes in. So is Youkilis. Catch made. Youkilis draws the throw but doesn't go. And remains at third base. Vernon Wells ended up relatively shallow in center field making the catch, and there's 2 down.
Yeah, that's a tough call right there for Tim Bogart because Vernon Wells has a very good throwing arm, and you know when you saw where he caught the ball, that's when you got to make that decision to hold that runner at third base. He was pretty shallow, had all momentum coming toward home plate. Even though the ball bounced a couple of times, I think that would have been very, very close at home plate.
2 down, first and third, and Jeremy Hermida, the batter. Turns on and foul. Back into the grandstand. It's 0-1. Inside ball 1, 1-1. Reader with 2 outs and runners in scoring position, hitting at .429. Last night off in the starting lineup today. Right-hander Sean Markham on the mound. The Eagle lefty went in last night's game. Outside ball 2.
So far from Markham, we've seen the fastball, the cut fastball, the curveball, and the changeup. It's like another changeup.
To center field, shallow. Wells coming in. Out goes McDonald, and McDonald over the shoulder with a grab. With his back to the plate, able to make the catch out there in center. Red Sox don't score. We remain scoreless through 2. local youth groups and charitable organizations in the Dunkin' Dugout, a special seating section at Fenway Park. Thousands of children have had the chance to catch a Red Sox home game thanks to Dunkin' Donuts.
John McDonald, beautiful over-the-shoulder catch here to save a run for his ball club. Vernon Wells could not get to it. It was up to McDonald, looking like a wide receiver on this play.
Because of that catch, the game remains scoreless as we head to the third. Travis Snider, wild swing and a miss for strike one. Tim Wakefield has retired the first 6 batters he's faced today. 1 strikeout. Roller down the first baseline that stays fair, and Euclid tags the bag. Hotel Scott and Jerry Meals in agreement. It's home plate umpire's call until it passes the bag, and Euclid gets there for out number 1.
And Euclid's hustling really hard to get that ball before it goes in foul territory. Right over that first base bag, tags it for the out.
One down for John McDonald, the Providence College product. First appearance of the series, and is not in the original lineup today, but a bit of a hamstring soreness situation for Aaron Hill, the second baseman for the Blue Jays. So McDonald, who is certainly known for his glove, and a very good one at that, in there today for the Jays. The strike, and it's 2-1. Tap foul, 2-2. I didn't think it was that big, but I guess it is.
Not far from it.
Since you aired some personal matters of mine, I've heard from a great many people about my brush.
And about your other issues.
The other issues. George Girardi wanted to know what a travel suit was. He'd never heard that term before. I tried to clear that up as to what a travel suit was.
It's why roomy.
You should be comfortable on a plane. Swing and a miss. McDonald down on strikes. 2 strikeouts for Tim Wakefield.
That's a fastball that time from Wakefield at 73 miles an hour to pick up the strikeout. So McDonald, a late addition to the lineup, goes down by way of the K.
Nice. We feel good.
Just came out.
It did. It just rolls. Jose Molina taps it foul. Well, he's been outstanding as usual defensively. I think of Molina, you don't think of his offensive prowess, but defensively he's thrown out 8 of 12 would-be base stealers. And earlier in a game he caught 4 Tampa Bay Rays trying to steal. First player in the major leagues to do that since Charles Johnson did it in 2002. Remember the Florida Marlins at the time. Who's been catching for the Yankees the last couple of years, and Jorge Posada, and then for Posada when he was on the DL. Line into left field, a base hit. Number 9 man, Jose Molina, first base runner of the game for the Toronto Blue Jays, comes with 2 outs here in the third.
Yeah, Molina, only a .214 career hitter against Wakefield, gets the knuckleball, gets it inside, and pulls it right down that left field line for the base hit. Of course, Molina does not run very well, so only the single.
Just a tad faster than Benji, I think.
I'd like to see a race.
Yadier, you're by far the quickest of the Molina catching brothers. It's outside, ball 2, 2-0.
Tim Wakefield has not started since April the 25th. He has been stretched out. But you get a feel for if there's any kind of pitch count taken into consideration for Wakefield today?
I wouldn't imagine they'd want him any more than 100 pitches in this game today.
Victor Martinez got a play, and he makes it leaning in. The Jays are gone in the third. We're through 2.5. No score from Fenway.
More on defense is brought to you by Home Depot. More saving, more doing. That's the power of Home Depot. Victor Martinez making a nice play in foul territory, reaching into that first row of the stands to record the final out of the inning.
We'll credit the fans, too, giving him some room to do his job. Last half of the third inning back at Fenway Park, no score. Jonathan Van Every, Marco Scudero, Justin Pedroia, 9-1-2. Sean Markham has given up one hit in the first 2 innings and a walk. Red Sox had runners at the corners with one out in the second. Then he proceeded to get Beltre and Hermida. And the Red Sox could not score. The Yankees are playing a day-night doubleheader today against the Tigers after being rained out last night. So that series going on before the arrival of the Red Sox. Boston off tomorrow. They'll use tomorrow as a travel day. Strike makes it 1-2. Meanwhile, Tampa Bay is in Los Angeles again tonight. They beat the Angels last night. So for the Red Sox, 5.5 back of the Rays to start the day. And the Jays, who are 19-16, still half game better than the Red Sox heading into this final game of the series, despite having lost 5 straight games to Boston. Did he go? No, says Dan Iasanya, and it's a full count. Strike 3 call. And an outside corner that Dale Scott is giving Sean Markham. Just asked J.D. Drew. 1 down.
Yeah, we'll see if he stays consistent with that all afternoon, but it has been very wide on the outside part of the plate against left-handed hitters. It's very similar to the pitch that J.D. Drew went down on.
1 out here in the third for Marco Scudero, second time through now. The Red Sox against Sean Markham. Scudero flied out to center in the first inning. And takes strike 1. Pedroia will be next. We're in this bottom of the third inning. Both of Scudero's home runs have been off right-handed pitching. Able to hold up, but it's a called strike by Dale Scott, and it's 1-2. Defensive swing as he fouls it off to protect the plate. Still 1-2. 40 pitches for Sean Markham with one out here in the third inning. Two and two. Back to the mound. Markham snares it on the backhand. There's plenty of time to throw Scudero out. And there's two down in the third inning. And there are a limited number of spots left for the run to home base race presented by New Balance on May 23rd. If you can help wounded veterans through this 5.5-mile race that ends by crossing home plate at Fenway Park, advance registration is required, so sign up today. If you can't run, you can still help by sponsoring one of the many veterans running to help others, or join Jerry Remy's team. To learn more, visit runtohomebase.org now. 2 outs in the bottom of the third inning. And Dustin Pedroia with his second look at Sean Markham. Pedroia grounded out to second base in the first inning. Look out as he gets hit in the back.
Well, Pedroia got hit back in that Yankees series intentionally by CC Sabathia. I don't think there was any intent at all here against Dustin Pedroia. Right on the meaty part of the back.
Third time Pedroia has been hit on the season by a pitch. He's at first with 2 down. And here's Victor Martinez. Grounded out to the shortstop, Alex Gonzalez, in the first inning.
Couple of steals on the season for Pedroia. He's been caught one time.
Inside ball 1 to Victor Martinez. The splits are pretty dramatic for Victor Martinez against left-handed pitching. He's hitting at .424, but against right-handers, he's hitting at .184. Take strike 1, 1-1. There's 1 home run against right-handers, 2 against lefties. One to Martinez. Changeup is down, and it's 2-1. Sails foul off to the left. Up in the sky boxes, and it's 2-2. Kevin Youkilis waits on deck. 2 outs here in the third inning. Dustin Pedroia at first base after being hit by a pitch. Red Sox wrapping up their homestand today. Second straight 10-game homestand. Sweeping the Angels and trying to sweep the Jays at the end of this homestand, with dropping 2 out of 3 to the Yankees in between. To center field, Vernon Wells has it sized up. Puts it away. The Red Sox are gone in the third. We play 3 without a score from Fenway. Starts all-time versus Toronto. Tim Wakefield making his 42nd career start against the Blue Jays today, which makes him the active leader. But who is the pitcher with the most starts all-time versus Toronto? Tim Wakefield into the 4th inning. He's given up 1 hit. It's been a good start for both starters. Sean Markham has given up just 1 hit as well, and it's on to the 4th in the scoreless contest, with Alex Gonzalez leading it off. And taking ball 1. He flied out to left field, and Jeremy Hermida in the 1st inning. On the ground to 3rd on 1 hop, picked by Beltran for the first out of the inning. The league leaders are brought to you by Olympia Sports, the official sporting goods retailer of the New England Sports Network. Category innings pitched for active career leaders. These are updated numbers. Wakefield going 3 1/3 so far. His log nearly 3,000. He's at 2,966 1/3.
I'm a little surprised at Javier Vazquez, number 5 on that list.
He was just skipped in the rotation for the Yankees, and starting in their series at Detroit. In his 2nd stint with New York. One to Randy Ruiz. It's inside, ball 2. Vasquez today has gone 4 2/3, given up 1 hit. He's pitching the day portion of the day-nighter in Detroit. They are scoreless in the 5th from Comerica Park. Fly ball to left center field. Hermida and Van Every takes charge and makes the catch in front of the track. 2 down in the 4th inning.
One of the reasons they put Ruiz in that 3 spot today against Wakefield coming into the game, he was 2 for 2 against him with a home run. So far today, 0 for 2 with 2 fly balls to center field.
Two down for Vernon Wells. He flied out to Van Every in center field first time up, and first time up he was swinging at the first pitch, does it again, and this time fouls it off. Not waiting around. teams approach Tim Wakefield, how to face him. Some will be patient, hoping to get him in that fastball count, making him throw the knuckleball for strikes. Others will just go up there hacking.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense, though, to try to get Wakefield in a fastball count, because a lot of times, even in fastball situations, you're not going to get it from him. Guys that don't hit the ball out of the ballpark may get it, but guys that have they have a tendency to be able to hit the ball out generally get the knuckleball.
Swing and a miss. Strikes out Vernon Wells. Third K for Wakefield. 3.5 done. No score from Fenway.
How you covet, it's how you treated it. And this last strikeout against Vernon Wells for Tim Wakefield, number 2,000 in his major league career. Gets the baseball and gets a standing ovation when it was put up on the scoreboard from the crowd here at Fenway.
Vernon Wells turns out to be his 2,000th strikeout as we head to the home half of the fourth inning. Kevin Youkilis, recipient of strike one. He walked in the second inning in his first plate appearance against Sean Markham. Youkilis, Drew, and Ortiz here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Only one hit allowed by Markham, single by David Ortiz in the second inning. Falls behind 3-1. To shortstop, and Alex Gonzalez on to first for the first out of the inning. Twin River Casino, just 40 minutes from Boston and Lincoln, Rhode Island, is a proud sponsor of Red Sox baseball in Essen during the 2010 season. Twin River will donate $100 to the Jimmy Fund for every Red Sox stolen base. So far this season, the total donation is $1,000. Twin River Casino, so much, so close, so rewarding. J.D. Drew's stolen base from last night, his first theft of 2010. Had a very frustrating first at bat. Looked at 3 pitches, called strikes by Dale Scott. And went to the dugout with the first strikeout of the day for Sean Markham. He's down 0-2.
Has not seen a fastball yet. It was a curveball to start him off, then followed by the changeup. So back-to-back off-speed pitches to J.D. Drew.
Inside 1-2. On the corner for strike 3. Drew strikes out again looking. As he heads to the dugout with the third K for Sean Markham of the day.
This time it's a cut fastball on the outside part of the plate. That pitch has been a strike all day long for Dale Scott.
Two down in the fourth inning for David Ortiz. Owns the lone Boston hit of the day. Single to right field in the second inning. Elevates, Ortiz chases. Shift on for the Jays. Second baseman John McDonald in short right. Get the pull defense going with McDonald well over in right field towards the line. Pitch 60 from Markham misses, and it's 1-1.
What'd you call that, Don? The pull.
It's a double pull. You had Overbay pulling, McDonald pulling. So the pull. In there for strike 2, 1-2.
It seems like you had to say something, so you dropped the pull.
Yeah, no. I mean it. This wasn't filler, it was meaning. The 1-2. Off the end of the bat foul.
Well, certainly David hopes he doesn't pull into the pull.
Six hits in his last 15 at-bats. Fouls it off to the left and then hangs at 1-2. Markham got Euclid to ground out, Drew to strike out looking. 1-2 to Ortiz down the line, but foul.
Not much room to get one down that first base line without how close Overbay is playing to the line.
They're all stacked up in the pull defense. 1-2. He goes after it and strikes out. Back-to-back Ks from Markham, 4 in all. And it's scoreless from Fenway at the end of 4 innings. Scoreless as we head to the 5th inning. Lyle Overbay leading it off for the Blue Jays. Wakefield has retired the last 4 Blue Jays in a row, only giving up 1 hit through the first 4 innings. He's retired 12 out of 13 batters. And the strike to Overbay. It's 2-1. 8th appearance, 5th start for Tim Wakefield. Ball's behind 3-1. Last start April the 25th. And it was a good one, 6 2/3, giving up 2 runs against Baltimore. Swing and a miss for Overbay, full count.
That time Wakefield does give in with the fastball on the 3-1 count, and a swing and a miss by Overbay.
Doesn't miss this one as he drives it out towards a triangle in right center field, and it'll one-hop the 420 marker and jump into the bullpen. It's a double for Lyle Overbay.
Overbay had been 0 for his last 13. He gets back-to-back fastballs from Wakefield, the second one he does not miss. One hop off the wall into the bullpen for the ground rule double.
For Overbay, his first extra base hit since the 1st of May. It's outside ball 1 to Jose Bautista. In there for a strike, and it's 1-1. Wakefield trying to work his way around a leadoff double by Lyle Overbay to begin this 5th inning. In there for strike 2, 1-2. 60 pitches for Wakefield. Two and two. In the air to shallow right. In comes J.D. Drew. Makes the catch for the first out. No advance for Overbay. Red Sox baseball on Nesson is brought to you in part by Eastern Bank, the official bank of the Red Sox television network. Eastern Bank, the best team in banking. The pitching line is brought to you by Ace Ticket. 4 1/3 deep, 2 hits, no runs. He's walked no one and struck out 3. Leadoff double for Lyle Overbay. 1 out in the inning. Ball 1, nice play by Victor Martinez, shuffling to his right. A ball in the dirt. Travis Snider grounded out to first base in the 3rd inning. Fouls off the 1-0. John McDonald waits on deck. Blue Jays batting here in the 5th. Two and 1. Strike 2, 2 and 2.
You asked about pitch count earlier in the day, Don, about what Wakefield's would be, and it's hard to predict. I mean, perfect world probably around 100. I think a lot of things depend on how long he has to sit down between innings, how tough he's got to work in an inning in particular. They take all those things into consideration.
On the ground down the line, a fair ball. Overbay coming around from second base. He will score. Snider going to second. Head first slide in safely. An RBI double, and the Blue Jays take a 1-0 lead here in the fifth.
2 doubles in this inning. Overbay with a double to lead it off, and now the double by Snider. Right down that first base line. Youkilis can't get to it as he kind of dives at it. Ball gets stuck up a little bit under the stands, and by the time JD gets to it, the run home.
Snider had been just 1 for 15 against the Red Sox. As Wakefield comes off the mound, this squibber flips to first. On to third base goes Snider. 2 down. Jose Molina single to left field in the third inning, 1 for 1 with one of the 3 Toronto hits on the afternoon.
Got a belt change going on down at third base.
Twisting out of the way of that knuckleball inside. Overbay starts it with a double. Batista fly to right. Snider double. We drive in the Jays run. So a tap foul.
For every Red Sox game that goes into extra innings, the Sox get a save. CVS Pharmacy will donate $500 to Children's Hospital Boston. CVS Pharmacy is the official pharmacy of the Boston Red Sox.
Popped up back at first. Youkilis going out, backpedaling to make the grab. It ends the inning with the Blue Jays strike first. They take a 1-0 lead to the bottom of the fifth. Last half of the fifth inning at Fenway Park, Blue Jays have scored the game's first run. Sean Markham returns to the mound, bottom third of the Red Sox order. So Adrian Beltran, Jeremy Hermida, and Jonathan Van Every. Beltre flied out to center field in the second inning. Rounds one foul outside of third. Grounder foul. It's 1-2. Not bad.
He's showing a tie.
Yes. The necks are kind of long. I'm happy with the moss though. Most times I get shortchanged on the hair. Beltre goes reaching and strikes out. 5th K from Markham. 1 down.
Coming up Friday, as Olympia Sports presents the Boston Globe Red Sox Game Day Live with TC and Dennis Eckersley. They'll kick off a 5-game road trip in Detroit as Clay Buchholz looks to stay perfect on the road, plus complete coverage as the Bruins continue their playoff push. It's all coming up Friday night at 6 only on NESN.
1 down for Jeremy Hermida.
Beltre goes down on a slider from Markham. A slider that stays away. It's up, but it's away. So 3 straight strikeouts now for Sean Markham.
Retired 5 batters in a row. He's got 1 out here in the 5th inning. That's downstairs for ball 2. He didn't go. This is Dan Iasanya, third base umpire. 2-1. High fly ball to center field. Vernon Wells is out there. Puts it away for out number 2 of the 5th inning. Time for the answer for today's AT&T trivia question. We asked who is the pitcher with the most starts all time versus Toronto. The answer is Roger Clemens with 49. Clemens also made 67 starts with the Blue Jays over 2 seasons, winning 41 games in a Jays uniform. Tim Wakefield is 3rd all time with his 42 starts, and Mike Mussina second with 44. Andy Pettit is next on the active list with 39 starts. Had to figure that all the pitchers we're talking about are from the American League East. A lot of times the 2 teams play each other. So fouled off by Jonathan Van Every.
I thought the few years that Clemens was in Toronto would have cost him that, but it didn't. A lot of starts with the Red Sox and Yankees against the Blue Jays.
Broken bat pop-up. Batista, third baseman, makes the catch. Markham has a 1-2-3 5th. We played 5. It's 1-0 Blue Jays. his order. Fred Lewis to lead it off as he takes strike one. Wakefield gave up a leadoff double by Lyle Overbay in the 5th inning. Travis Snider followed it up with a one-out double that knocked in Overbay for the game's only run. Lewis sold for 2. He's grounded out to first and fouled out to the catcher.
Fred Lewis with that high batting average out of the leadoff spot, 309 coming into the game, but only 5 walks.
On the ground at first base, Youkilis picks it up on 3 hops and flips to Wakefield for the first out of the inning.
Tonight in Game 6, the Bruins return to Philly looking to earn their first trip to the conference finals since 1992 with a win against the Flyers. Join Catherine Tappan and Barry Peterson on WB Mason. Bruins face off live at 7:30 for a full game preview.
Going into Philly's barn. Take care of business tonight, I have a feeling.
Hey, how about the other team in town, the Celtics? Did they put it to the Cavs last night?
Didn't see that one coming.
Wow. I don't want to see that go back to Cleveland. I want to see that wrapped up right here in our barn.
1 out in the 6th inning. Alex Gonzalez. Strike 1. He's 0 for 2. He flied out to left in the 1st inning. Grounded out to 3rd base in the 4th. Hops it up. Victor Martinez hops out. Makes the grab. 2 down. Ended up being in fair ground. Two up, 2 down here in the 6th inning, and Randy Ruiz coming up. Flied out to center fielder Jonathan Van Every twice. Fly ball this time to deep left field, sending Hermida back at the wall. Just off the wall as it scrapes it on the way down, and Ruiz has got a double. Almost got out of here in left field, but Ruiz with a 2-out double.
Yeah, he almost had his 2nd career home run off Tim Wakefield. This right at the top of that left field wall. He thought he had enough foot for the home run, but not quite enough. Just missed. But Ruiz in the 2nd base with a 2-out double.
Two down, Ruiz at 2nd base, and here's Vernon Wells. In the dirt, kicks off Martinez, and to 3rd goes Ruiz. Took that one up the line after it hit the dirt first.
Ball deflecting off the glove, then the chest protector of Victor Martinez. Wild pitch.
Wells hits a fly ball down the left field line that'll make its way into the seats.
Getting a little darker overhead here at Fenway.
Wells taps it foul, 1-2. Pretend it's not. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 down. Runner at 3rd base for the Blue Jays. Wells strikes out. Wakefield picked a good time to pick up his 4th win. 5.5 done, 1-0 Toronto.
Twice on this homestand, Dustin Pedroia has been hit in the backside. Going back to the Yankees series, Dustin Pedroia getting hit by C.C. Sabathia, and then again today by Sean Markham. Coors Light Freeze Can brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer.
Bottom of the sixth inning. It is 1-0. Blue Jays on top of the Red Sox. And the top of the Red Sox order, Marco Scutaro, Dustin Pedroia, and Victor Martinez. Markham has given up just one hit. Single by David Ortiz back in the second inning. He's also walked a batter. That was Euclid also in the second inning. He's hit a batter. The strike evens the count at 1-1. Popped up back at third. Gonzalez and Batista. Gonzalez will give way to Batista, who makes the catch and foul ground for the first out. Let's check back in with Heidi.
Don, Josh Beckett's annual Beckett Bowl to benefit his foundation and Children's Hospital Boston is always a great time, and this year it's sure to be a success again, especially with his special guest just announced performing at the post-bowling concert. It's country music singer Jason Aldean. Now, tickets for the event, for the July 29th event, go on sale this weekend. The bowling is at Lucky Strike Lanes. The concert's next door at the House of Blues, and there's something our producers found when they were getting a picture of Jason Aldean online, that he looks remarkably similar to Josh Beckett. They had a shot that we can show you here. The two are, they already showed it. The two are pretty similar. What do you think, Don, Jerry?
I don't know. What do you think? I'm not sure.
I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah, could be. You'd throw a couple of earrings on Beckett, and who knows?
1-1. The count to Dustin Pedroia. Breaking ball and tap foul. Pedroia grounded out in the first inning, hit by a pitch in the third. Pitch 83 from Markham with a swing and a miss for Pedroia. He strikes out. 6 Ks from Markham, 2 down in the sixth inning.
That cut fastball today has been very good for Sean Markham. So he gets Pedroia around right here. That little cut at the end, taking it out of the strike zone. Kind of like when they put a split screen up with you and George Clooney. It's tough to tell, you know, the difference.
Now, if we put Josh in a cowboy hat, which I'm quite sure he owns at least one, living in Texas.
Oh, yeah. Seen him in it.
Put him in the cowboy hat, then maybe you'd say, yeah. But the rest of the stuff, it looks different, I think. I had a dime for every time someone thought it was George Clooney.
You'd have 20 cents.
2 is inside, 1 and 2.
Both coming from your daughters.
Just inside, framed by Molina. 2 and 2.
It's pretty close.
Yeah.
It doesn't have the goatee yet, but, you know, pretty close.
Okay. Back to the mound. Markham knocks it down. He's got time to recover. And does. Throws up Victor Martinez. We played 6 today from Fenway. It's 1-0 Blue Jays. Jays on top of the Red Sox. Lyle Overbay leads it off as he did in the 5th inning. Overbay's double in the 5th. He would score on a double by Snider 2 batters later. And here he is again, driving one to center field, this time playable for Jonathan Van Every. And there's one down in the 7th inning. Whether it's banking, investments, or insurance, Eastern Bank is here to help you and your community win. And for each Red Sox win this month, the Eastern Bank Charitable Foundation will donate $500 to the Boys and Girls Clubs of Cape Cod. One out in the 7th as Jose Bautista stands in for the 3rd time today. He has bounced out to short, flied out to right. Big swing and a miss, 1-1. 86 pitches for Wakefield as he works with 1 out in the 7th inning.
And no signs of rust at all for Tim Wakefield after not making a start for a couple of weeks.
Last start against Baltimore, he went 6 2/3, giving up 2 runs. Left with the lead, but the Orioles ended up with a walk-off win. As the pitch is in there for strike 2. Most pitches he's thrown in any outing is 114. Walks a batter with 1 down in the 7th.
Immediately following the game today, it's WB Mason Extra Innings Live with TC and Brian Daubach. They'll break down the homestand and bring you podium reaction from Tim Wakefield and Terry Francona, plus the latest from Philly as the Bruins prepare to take on the Flyers in Game 6. It's all coming up right after the game on WB Mason Extra Innings Live.
Stirring in the pen, and it looks like Manny Del Carmen is going to start to warm up as Snider takes strike 1. Del Carmen first up in the pen today. Snider has driven in the game's only run with his double in the 5th inning. He's been just 1 for 15 in the season series against Boston. An RBI double. The check a little closer this time, but Bautista back to the bag.
3 steals on the season for Bautista. These Jays don't run very much, but Bautista may here.
Pitch out, nothing doing. They're 9th in the American League in stolen bases. Rolled over foul, 1-2. One-two is in the air to deep right field. J.D. Drew going back over his head and into the bullpen. A 2-run home run for Travis Snider. And the Toronto Blue Jays out to a 3-0 advantage. Snider is driven in all the runs today for the Blue Jays.
Yeah, got a double back in the 5th inning to drive in a run. Now gets the knuckleball down in the zone. And golfs it out of the ballpark into that bullpen of the Toronto Blue Jays.
And John McDonald grounds one foul. He's 0 for 2, struck out swinging in the 3rd, grounded back to the mound in the 5th. That's the 5th home run of the year for Travis Snider. No ground ball foul. McDonald, 35 years old. Resides in Situate, Mass. During the offseason. Lines one down the left field line. A foul ball again. Born in East Lyme, Connecticut. I mentioned earlier, of course, a Providence College graduate. This is his 5th season in Toronto. Came up with the Cleveland Indians back in 1999. Also 6 seasons in Cleveland. Fly ball lifted down the left field line. He's headed back into the seats. Swing and a miss. McDonald down on strikes. 5th K for Wakefield. 2 down.
That looked like it might have been the curveball from Tim Wakefield. Not too many of those from him today. Yep, the curveball, 12-6. Picks up the strikeout on the lunging McDonald.
2 down for Jose Molina. He is 1 for 2. To center field, Benevry coming in to make the running catch, Billy the cap high. 2-run home run for Travis Snider. It's a 3-0 Blue Jays lead.
The ball from Tim Wakefield and puts it in that Blue Jay bullpen.
It's a big day for Snider. I was under the impression that you were back.
We are here. You are not. Well, I don't know if that means I'm not where she is.
Maybe.
I've been back. Quite some time.
If not, who are you? 89 pitches for Markham, who now has a 3-0 advantage to work with here in the 7th.
Everybody made it longer than last year.
And foul. Up off the facade and back down again. Youkilis walked in the 2nd inning, grounded out to short in the 4th. Ball and 2 strikes to Youkilis. Work to do for the Red Sox, and they've had a tough time mustering much against Sean Markham. He's given up 1 hit through 6 innings. He's now retired 10 Red Sox in a row. Ball 2, 2-2. Mentioned 4-2 for Markham against the Red Sox in his career individually. Tap foul, and that gets a piece of Molina. Pitch 94 from Markham. On the ground, foul outside of 3rd. Longest outing for Sean Markham, 7 2/3 innings. He's pitched 8 full innings 3 times in his career. Just a year removed from Tommy John surgery as Youkilis fouls off another. In that 7 2/3 effort, that was last time out against the White Sox, 7-4 win. Gave up 3 runs in 7 2/3 and threw 109 pitches. Pitch 8 of the at-bats in the dirt. It's a full count. Coming into this outing, he held Red Sox batters to just a .222 average in 12 appearances against Boston. And he has been outstanding today. Payoff pitch to Youkilis. On the ground at 3rd base. Batista's got it. 1 out in the bottom of the 7th inning.
Coming up after the game today, it's Granite City Electric Red Sox final with TC and Brian Dahlbach. They'll recap the other matinee games around the league and look ahead to the 5-game road trip that kicks off in Detroit. Plus a preview of Game 6 between the Bruins and Flyers. It's all coming up after the game, only on NESN.
One out here in the home half of the 7th inning. Here's J.D. Drew, who's had a very frustrating day at the plate. And swinging at the first pitch, foul tipping it after striking out looking in the 2nd and 4th innings.
Happens a lot. You strike out twice in a game. That 3rd at bat, just swinging at the first pitch. You don't want to go down again.
Little nubber in front of the plate. Molina's out to get it. Clears the runner and throws out Drew. There's 2 outs in the 7th.
They've done a pretty good job all day long of staying away from J.D. Drew.
Manny Del Carmen getting ready, it appears, for the 8th. Wakefield throwing just over 100 pitches at 102 with the first 7 innings and giving up 3 runs, 2 coming in the 7th inning. David Ortiz got the only hit the Red Sox have today. Line and into center field. He's got another. Breaks up a string of 12 in a row retired by Sean Markham. David Ortiz with 2 hits today.
This time Ortiz gets the changeup from Markham a little bit toward the end of the bat, but takes it into center field for the base hit. His other hit today was on a fastball. Nice effort by Gonzalez, but he can't get to it. So Ortiz with a 2 for 3 afternoon.
Scott Downs looks like he's about to start warming up, the left-hander in the pen. Beltre takes strike 1. Beltre is flied out to center and struck out swinging. 0 for 2 today. Fouled off, 0 and 2. Markham has surpassed the century mark today. He's up to 102. Beltre hits a fly ball to center field. Vernon Wells moves over into right center. Puts it away to end the inning. We're through 7 from Fenway. It's 3-0 Jays. Wakefield starting for the first time since April 25th, and he picks up his 2,000th strikeout of his career, milestone here today. Sean Markham has been outstanding against the Red Sox, had a string of 12 in a row retired. He's only given up 2 hits, both to David Ortiz. But Snider has been the difference as his 2-run home run gives the Blue Jays a 3-0 lead. He's driven in all 3 runs in this contest. This call to the bullpen is brought to you by your New England Ford dealers. And it is Manny Del Carmen into the contest after 7 innings from Tim Wakefield. 15th appearance for Del Carmen, a 1-1 mark, 2.30 earned run average. Well, it's only hitting at 151 against Manny Del Carmen. And he last worked over the weekend against the Yankees, working in Sunday's game, going an inning and giving up a run. Off the end of the bat, foul for Fred Lewis to begin things here in the 8th. So 7 innings for Wakefield today, gives up 3 runs on 5 hits, including the 2-run home run you saw for Snider. He walked 1 and struck out 5 in his return to the rotation. Ball and a strike to Fred Lewis, who is 0 for 3 today. Foul and out of play, 1-2. On Sunday night, you mentioned that Carmen pitched for the Red Sox against the Yankees. He made his 255th career appearance, passing Bill Monbouquet for the most ever by a Red Sox pitcher born in the state of Massachusetts. Overall, he ranks 9th in club history. One-two is outside, and it's 2-2 now to Fred Lewis. He'll be followed by Alex Gonzalez and Randy Ruiz, scheduled to bat here in the 8th. Strike 3 call. Lewis striking out. Not liking it. Pretty good.
Yeah, it looked like a good pitch on the inside corner from Manny Del Carmen. Hit a lot of pitches away, and I think this surprised Lewis on the inside part of the plate. You get 2 strikes on a hitter. He's thinking about protecting the whole plate, and that inside fastball becomes very effective.
6 strikeouts for Red Sox pitching, 1 out in the 8th. And here's Alex Gonzalez, 0 for 3 day today. To short on a hop to Scudero. Throws out Gonzalez, and there's 2 down. Bloomberg Sports, the leader in data analysis, has developed an analytical product being used by the clubs. It's also a product for fans. Go to NESN.com/Bloomberg for details on how to improve your fantasy play. 2 outs in the 8th for Randy Ruiz. He'll fly to center twice and double. To right this time. Drew coming in to make the catch on the sinking liner. Del Carmen has a 1-2-3-8. Head to the bottom of the 8th. 3-0 Toronto.
Pit passes for you and 3 friends to watch the Lennox Industrial 301 in the Hampshire Motor Speedway like you've never seen it before. Visit NESN.com to read the official rules and enter to win by May 30th.
Bottom of the 8th inning. It is 3-0. The Blue Jays on top of the Red Sox. And a new pitcher on for Toronto after 7 very good innings, 7 shutout innings for Sean Markham. First out of the pen for Cito Gaston is Scott Downs, 18th appearance of the year, 1-3 mark, 3.31 earned run average, and opponent hitting at .211 against Downs. He has appeared in 297 games as a member of the Blue Jays. He's 8 shy of Mike Timlin for 10th on the all-time Blue Jays club list. He's not allowed to run in 7 2/3 innings. Pinch hitting for Jeremy Hermida is Darnell McDonald to begin the bottom of the 8th. Hermida had been 0 for 2. Broken back, Conrad gets through. Batista hit hard and into left field. And a good start to the bottom of the 8th for Boston. Pinch hit single for McDonald to get it underway.
McDonald, who was hitting .364 against lefties prior to this at bat, will add to that total. This is the second time this has happened to Batista in this series. The barrel of the bat heading in the same direction as the baseball.
Another pinch hitter coming up as the Red Sox bring on some right-handers to deal with the left-hander Scott Downs. Mike Lowell introduced. Lowell pinch hitting for Van Every, who had been 0 for 2 today. Strike one. Mike played in the game last night. He was 0 for 3 with a walk in the game. Good numbers against Downs. He's down 0-2. Gets in. Molina bluffing a throw to first. And it's 1-2. This here is a pinch hitter. Lowell hitting at .667, 2 for 3. He's got 1 career home run as a pinch hitter. One-two pitch. And Larry jackknifes out of the way, 2-2. Top of the Red Sox order, Marco Scutaro will be next. In this bottom of the 8th inning, the Red Sox had 3 hits in the game and trailed 3-0. Lowell fouls it off and it lands at 2-2. He was stymied all day by Sean Markham. I'm glad somebody else is now in the game.
And Francona trying to take advantage of that with some pinch hitters.
Down the right field line, foul. Today, working the first 7 innings before handing it off to Downs. Mentioned 5 no decisions for Markham. The bullpen has not been his friend. On the ground, foul. We'll do it again, 2-2. bat extends to an 8th pitch. Coming in on Lowell. Mike fouls it off.
Good tough at bat being put on here by Mike Lowell, coming cold off the bench.
Popped up towards first base way, and it is the second baseman, McDonald, who takes charge. Overbay was there as well. The first out of the inning. Whether you're looking to make home improvements, consolidate debt, or pay for college tuition, a home equity line of credit from Eastern Bank is right for you. With flexible terms and great rates, it's the smart solution. Eastern Bank, the best team in banking. Member FDIC. A good long at bat for Mike Lowell ends well for Scott Downs. He gets him to pop out for the first out of the 8th inning. And here's Marco Scutero. 0 for 3 from the top spot in the Red Sox order. Strike over the outside corner. Is there and makes the catch with the second out. Sharply hit, but right in the direction of the Jays left fielder. 2 down. Jays closer, who we've not seen in the series, is starting to warm up. Kevin Gregg. Two outs in the 8th, and here's Dustin Pedroia. He was grounded out, then hit by a pitch and struck out. Pedroia is 2 for 8 in his career against Scott Downs. Takes ball 1. Again makes the catch that ends the inning. We played 8 from Fenway. Blue Jays on top 3-0.
destination. In addition to more than 380 table games and 7,600 slots, enjoy world-class accommodations, restaurants, retail shops, and two 18-hole championship golf courses. Foxwoods, nothing compares to the wonder of it all.
Toronto on top 3-0 as we head to the ninth inning. Darnell McDonald had a pinch hit single to begin the bottom of the eighth, stays in the game in center field. And after Hermida was hit for, Bill Hall takes over in left field to begin this top of the ninth inning. Manny Del Carmen on just 7 pitches. At a 1-2-3 eighth inning, he starts the ninth with 4, 5, and 6 anticipated for Toronto. Vernon Wells 0 for 3 today. All of that was against Tim Wakefield. Takes strike one from Del Carmen. Wells had flied out to center and struck out swinging on 2 occasions. Down the left field line, bending towards the corner, and a foul ball. Double-barreled action in the Boston pen. Scott Schoenweiss and Ramon Ramirez. 7 innings today from Tim Wakefield, giving up the 3 runs Blue Jays have. Manny Del Carmen with a 1-2-3 eighth, and he starts the ninth. That's been the story today. Travis Snider driving in all 3 runs in this game, including a 2-run home run. Up down the third baseline, it'll kick foul.
Immediately following the game today, it's WB Mason Extra Innings Live with TC and Brian Daubach. They'll break down the homestand and bring you podium reaction from Tim Wakefield and Terry Francona. What's the latest from Philly as the Bruins prepare to take on the Flyers in Game 6? It's all coming up right after the game on WB Mason Extra Innings Live.
(0-2) to Vernon Wells. On the ground, left side. Beltre lets it go. Scudero's got it. The throw is just in time. And Wells thought he beat it. Once Beltre let it go, it looked like it was going to be a very close play, and it was, but Scudero gets it there in time.
Yeah, Vernon Wells upset, but no argument from the first base coach on this. So very close play at first base. The stretch by Youkilis, and apparently just in the glove before the foot got on the bag.
So Scudero throws out his former teammate. 1 out in the ninth for Lyle Overbay. Overbay hit a double off Wakefield in the 5th inning. 1 for 3 day today. Couldn't hold up, and it's 1-1.
Fastball up that time from Del Carmen at 94 miles an hour.
Fouled off 1-2. 95 that time from Del Carmen.
Olympia Sports is proud to support the pediatric trauma program at Children's Hospital Boston. Come into any Olympia Sports location today and make a donation to help children's world-class doctors pioneer and provide advanced treatment for kids who need your help.
Overbay strikes out. 2 down in the ninth. Second strikeout for Del Carmen. He's retired all 5 batters he's faced.
Once again, Manny Del Carmen going to the inside corner to pick up the strikeout. That's how he got Lewis back in the 8th inning. That's how he gets Overbay here in the 9th.
Two outs for Jose Batista. He has grounded out, flied out, last time up, walked, setting up the 2-run home run by Travis Snider. It's 2-0. Drops in there for strike one, 2-1. In the bottom of the ninth, Martinez, Youkilis, and Drew expected. Red Sox at the very least to be dealing with a 3-run deficit. As Kevin Gregg, the closer for the Toronto Blue Jays, gets ready in the pen. He's got 9 saves, tied with 3 others, all Jonathan Papelbon for the most in the American League. 3-1 is strike 2. Bautista gets the bad news. Full count now. He was headed to first when Dale Scott said strike 2. Snider, who has had a great day, waits on deck. On the ground to third, eats up Beltre, kicks to Scudero, and no chance to get Bautista at first base.
This ball had a lot of topspin on it as it gets to Beltre and just explodes, take a bad bounce up around his chest. He's in good position to feel the ball, but you can't feel it. It's a lot of times a bad bounce.
Base hit for Bautista, and Manny Del Carmen's outing is over after an inning and 2/3. Bautista reaches, Del Carmen coming out, Scott Schoenweiss coming in. We step aside, it's 3-0 Toronto.
By Xfinity, minor league doubleheader and the Cape Cod League All-Star Game. Both events have family-friendly ticket prices. Fans will enjoy autograph sessions as well as discounted concessions. Visit redsox.com/futures and redsox.com/Cape Cod to get your tickets today.
Manny Del Carmen retired the first 5 batters he faced until that infield hit off Beltre at third base allowed Bautista to reach. So responsible for Bautista at first base, the new pitcher, the third arm of the day used by Terry Francona, Scott Schoenweiss, into his 13th game. 8.76 earned run average. Opponent hitting at .346 against Schoenweiss. And Schoenweiss last worked on the 8th of May, Saturday, against the Yankees, when an inning in 2/3 and surrendered 4 runs. Busy day here on NESN. Extra Innings Live coming up after this game with Red Sox final. And we get you ready for Game 6. Bruins face off live at 7:30. will drop the puck at the Wachovia Center in Philadelphia at 8 p.m. The Bruins Overtime Live at 10:30 in Sports Desk wraps up your entire day right here on NESN. 2 outs in the ninth with Batista at first base and Travis Snider, the batter. First to check at first for Batista, who's back to the bag. First time Travis Snider in his young career has had the chance to face Scott Schoenweiss. Schoenweiss has given up 4 runs in each of his last 2 outings. Los Angeles got him for 4. And I mentioned the Yankees got him for 4 on Saturday. Snider fouls it off and is down 0-1. Since 2005, Scott Schoenweiss has appeared in 352 games, third among Major League left-handers since 05. John Graybo and Trevor Miller are 1-2. Time called. Schoenweiss goes through with the delivery. In the 7th, Travis Snider with Toronto on top 1-0. It's a 2-run home run into the Jays bullpen off Tim Wakefield. Difference in the game as Snider with a swing and a miss. It's 1-2. For Snider, his 5th home run of the year. The Jays trying to salvage this last game of the series and stay ahead of the Red Sox in the standings. Just a half game between the two teams. Took a step in the wrong direction, but then retreated back to the bag. And Schoenweiss checks on Batista.
2 strikes, 2 outs, getting plenty of attention over there at first base. There's that lean towards second base.
Two and two. Snider fouls it off, and Hines tough at 2-2. Swing and a miss. Strikes out Snider to end things in the ninth. Red Sox have their work cut out for them. Martinez, Youkilis, and Drew in the bottom of the ninth. Fenway Park, we send it back to Sports Desk. Boston Red Sox baseball on NESN is brought to you by New England Toyota dealers, Sullivan Tire, and by Southwest Airlines. Bottom of the ninth inning back at Fenway Park. It's 3-0. The Toronto Blue Jays on top. Red Sox have been blank so far. They deal with Kevin Gregg, a closer for the Blue Jays. 9 out of 10 in save opportunities. His 16th appearance overall. A 1.13 earned run average. And coming up, Victor Martinez, Kevin Youkilis, J.D. Drew. None have enjoyed success in the past against Kevin Gregg. Victor is 0 for 3 in the game today. He's grounded out twice and flied out.
Saw Gregg up in Toronto in that series. He was basically a fastball, a lot of sliders.
A strike, and Victor Martinez is down on the count 1-2. 32 saves in 07 for Gregg. He's a member of the Marlins. 29 in 08, and last year with the Cubs. 23 saves. Martinez tried to hold up but could not. Iasanya rings him up. And there's one down in the ninth.
Coming up after the game today, it's Granite City Electric Red Sox final with TC and Brian Daubach. They'll recap the other matinee games around the league and look ahead to the 5-game road trip that kicks off in Detroit. Plus a preview of Game 6 between the Bruins and Flyers. It's all coming up after the game, and it's only on NESN. Victor Martinez going down with a fastball away. Could not chuck the swing.
Youkilis takes a pitch away, and it's 1-1. On the corner for strike 2. Youkilis not agreeing. It's been a strike all day. He's been consistent in that regard. Back up the middle and into center field. A base hit for Kevin Youkilis with one out in the ninth.
Well, Youkilis gets another pitch away. He's not taking this one by any chance. He just slaps at it and right back up the middle for the base hit. Right under the glove of Kevin Gregg.
It is the fourth Boston hit of the day. A one-out single for Youkilis. And here is J.D. Drew. Drew has struck out twice, hit a number right in front of the plate, which Molina threw him out. He's ahead 2-0. David Ortiz waits on deck. The strike, and it's 2-1. Drew's had a few of those looks back at Dale Scott today.
Yeah, it's going on right from the first inning. Say one thing for Dale Scott. He has been consistent with this wide strike zone today.
Ball 3-1. One out, Youkilis at first base. Briggs 3-1. Strike two, and Drew doesn't like that one either. Full count. It also looks away.
J.D. refuses to swing at that because they're not good pitches to hit.
They're not strikes.
They're not strikes.
To center field. Wells going back. Still going. Can't make the catch. It's over his head. Youkilis from first base will come around and score the first Red Sox run of the day. That just took off to center field. Wells was moving back. Ends up over his head.
Well, the frustration continued to build for J.D. Drew. Finally, he gets a ball that's on the outside part of the plate that is a strike and drives it over the head of Vernon Wells. Wells took a funny route after that. Did not go straight back. Right now has to turn and get back, and not in time.
Time run at the plate in David Ortiz. He's had a good day today, 2 hits. He is 2 for 3. Single in the second, single in the seventh. Papelbon getting up in case. Strike one to Ortiz. Fouls it off, and he's down 0-2. Beltre waiting on deck, 1 out, bottom of the 9th. Red Sox have collected their first run of this game, and it comes off the closer for the Blue Jays. Oh-2 pitch. Outside, 1-2. Protective swing, and it's still 1-2.
Yeah, they'd have called that a strike. There's no question about that. David Ortiz doing a good job to stay alive. Nasty cut fastball down and away, and for most of the part today, that's been a strike.
Up and away, 2-2. Red Sox taking the first 5 games of this season series against the Blue Jays. Toronto with a 3-0 lead coming into this inning. It's now 3-1. Ball 3, full count. Has not had an outing in which he has given up more than 1 run. In fact, he's given up only 2 runs all year. And he has already surrendered a run in the bottom of the 9th. This is the second time this season that he's allowed 2 hits. He's been about as untouchable as you can be until now. Ortiz strikes out, and look out, Big Papi's right in the face of Dale Scott.
Well, you're going to see in Amica how far outside this pitch is. You know, we've been saying all day long that the strike zone has been very wide for Dale Scott, but that's borderline ridiculous. And that's way outside. That's one thing as a hitter, you know that you got to cover a little bit of the outside corner plus, but when you got to cover a half a foot outside, that's a little bit difficult.
Two down for Adrian Beltre. There's strike 1 over the outside corner to Beltre. He is 0 for 3 today, flying out twice to center and striking out. Good numbers for Beltre against Gray. Beltre tried to hold up and went around. I thought umpire's going to make the call and not check. Beltre wants him to check, and Scott doesn't feel like he needs to. Here comes Francona again. And Francona's been tossed.
Yeah, you can't come out and argue balls and strikes.
I'm showing him how far out of the strike zone he has been today.
Here's the pitch to David Ortiz that's way outside. That was called a strike. You can understand Ortiz's disappointment. Now, the check swing to Beltre was called by the umpire. He wanted to ask for help at first base. He would not. As soon as Francona comes out of the dugout, he's ejected for arguing balls and strikes. You can't do that.
One-two to Beltre. Line into right field, a base hit. Here comes J.D. Drew around, and it's a 1-run game. Adrian Beltre brings the Red Sox a run closer.
Can't take any chances on taking any pitch right now. That pitch is a high pitch, about letter high, and Beltre puts it on the line to right field for the base hit to drive in J.D. Drew.
Beltre at first. Darnell McDonald in on the right side with 2 outs in the 9th. Fouls it off to the right. The Fenway faithful have not had much to cheer about all day until this 9th inning. Red Sox within a run with Beltre, the tying run, standing at first base. McDonald pops it up. Short right field. Out goes McDonald. In comes Snider. McDonald makes the catch, and the Blue Jays hang on and win the final game of this series. The Red Sox make a charge in the ninth, but fall a run short as the Blue Jays come away with the 3-2 victory, and Greg picks up his 10th save of the season. And the homestand comes to an end. All in all, Jerry, looking back in this homestand, the Red Sox had a pretty good homestand, all in all.
Yeah, they did, especially coming off that last road trip. It would have been nice for another win or two to maybe move up another game in the standings, but the fact is they played better all-around baseball on this homestand. Showed some life here in this game, coming back in the ninth inning, but not quite enough. And they better be playing better baseball because they got a tough schedule ahead.
Markham, the